UK, I want you to picture this for a moment. Somebody's collapsed on the floor right in front of you. They're not breathing. What do? Do you actually know what to do? Do you panic? Do you dial 999? Or do you have first aid skills? Can you actually make a difference? Can you actually save a life? Well, more than 100 children at a school in Evesham would definitely know what to do. This is what I've been playing you all morning. The lady going 1, 2, 3, 4. She was at Montfort School, where the pupils took a day out of normal timetable and classes to go on a first aid course, and that's what they were doing. And our reporter Claudia Berry joined them.
No response. We're here, so you don't need to shout for help today. So now open their airway and move that tongue out of the way. So tilt the head.
I was probably surprised by the fact that if the tongue that covers the airway when you if you're lying on your back and you've gone unconscious, and how to deal with that, and that was quite surprising.
Interlock your other hand over the top. And then get right up on your knees so that your arms are in a straight line over their heart. I'm going to count the speed then. So when I count you in, try and stay in time with the claps. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's quite hard to push down on it.
And what about blowing in its mouth? What's that like?
That's quite hard. You need to open their airway before you do it, which is quite hard.
Do you think you saved a life here then?
Yeah.
How are you finding it?
It's a bit weird, but yeah, it's still necessary. If someone's lying on the floor about to die, it's still necessary. If you didn't know what to do, they'd lose their life and you could make a difference. So it's helpful training.
I'm Jane Pitt-Keithley, I'm Assistant Head at the Montfort School. The children in Year 8 are currently this week all training to be young first aiders with St John's Ambulance. We think it's a vital skill for them in life, and we know that the children who trained last year have already used some of the skills in their treatment of minor injuries. For example, the children always will end up burning themselves at home when they're cooking, or even in cooking lessons at school. Sometimes they might get a small burn in their science lessons, and they know how to respond, and they know how to treat each other if that happens.
I was surprised by the heart pipes can get blocked by unhealthy food and not enough exercise and smoking.
If you come across somebody that's really injured and you know how to do it and how to deal with the situation, but I feel quite confident.
I thought you're just gently pushing, but it's really hard to push down.
What about the breath?
You have to do a very big one.
Go on then.
That's great, isn't it? Claudia Berry with the children at De Montfort School in Evesham learning their first aid skills from a St John ambulance trainer. Adam Williams is from the charity and joins us now. Hi, Adam.
Good morning.
What do you think about that?
It's fantastic. We really believe that anybody can learn first aid, and I think it's such a great idea to enable children and young people to learn these life-saving skills.
117 pupils at one school all learning first aid. Is that quite unusual for a whole school year group, if you like?
It's becoming more and more common, and unfortunately it's not on the school curriculum, which is something that we're keen to push and encourage, but we really do encourage schools to take it upon themselves. It's fantastic that the Montfort School have took this upon themselves, because you never know when you might need first aid, and it's so reassuring to know that 117 young people in that school, and when they go home in their local community, could potentially be the difference between life and death in a first aid situation.
There was the little lad in that, wasn't there, that said, I could make a difference, I could save a life, and he could.
That's right, and they're really simple skills. We have youth programmes that start at the age of 5 years old, running all the way through, so we really do believe that anyone can learn these life-saving skills. They're so important.
Why don't we all do it? In fact, how many of us do know what to do in a major emergency, do you think, Adam?
Very few know what to do in an emergency. Some people can be quite scared, and let's be honest, it can be sometimes quite a frightening situation. But if it was a member of your family or a close friend, you would want to have the reassurance that you know how to give very basic life-saving skills, and I think these students are a fantastic example of putting those skills into practice and learning those skills.
So if people feel inspired by the children in Evesham, what do they do? How do they learn the skills? How much does it cost? Where do they go?
Sure. So we have a range of first aid courses, and in fact we have one coming up in Evesham on the 20th of November, which is a free 3-hour first aid course at Wallace House Community Centre. So that would be a really good idea to get yourself booked on one of our first aid courses. They're all available on the St John Ambulance website. You can also contact our training team in the West Midlands to book one of those. We can come out and do community courses. There's some already arranged. And also on our website we have lots of free first aid advice. We've got a new app that you can download to your phone, so you're only a fingertip away for some first aid advice. So there's all sorts of different things that St John Ambulance can provide to people.
And you don't know where this is or when this is going to happen. Hopefully it never happens, but it could happen in your home, it could happen on the street, it could happen in the shops, anywhere. If you've got those skills, you keep those skills forever, don't you?
Yes. It's really important that you learn the skills. We really believe no one should die because they needed first aid and didn't get it. And they are basic skills, but they're really important. And you're absolutely right. It could happen anywhere. You could be out shopping, you could be with your family, and something happens. And there's that feeling of helplessness. You would want to be able to do something. Most people want to be able to help, but they don't necessarily know the right things to do or have the skills.
Adam, thanks for joining us, and congratulations, I say, from both of us to the De Montfort School in Evesham, leading the way.
Thank you.
Okay. Adam Williams there from St John Ambulance. If you want to find out more, then you can contact St John on 0121 237 3879, and you can email west-mids-training at SJA, St John Ambulance, sja.org.uk.